Good morning. It's 6:59 a.m. It's about to be 7. You're joining me in downtown Lexington next to the tallest building in the world, and we are about to play hide and seek. It's 7 o'clock. It's time to go. Welcome to our one-day game of hide and seek across central Kentucky, inspired by Jetlag the Game. This is the first round of 3 planned rounds. In this game, I, Tristan, am the hider, and I have 90 minutes to hide anywhere in the 40-mile circle centered over Lexington, Kentucky. In order to find me, the seekers, my parents, Julie and Kelly, will have to gather information about my whereabouts using questions from their available question menu. I have to answer these questions truthfully, but in exchange, I get to draw cards from the hider deck that might give me big advantages such as time bonuses or curses that slow my parents down. Fair warning, this is a very homemade version of what they do over at Jetlag, and along with it came a good amount of unexpected technical difficulties and other gameplay issues that we intend to improve for future rounds. Overall, though, we all still had a blast. I'll explain other rules later if they become relevant, but for now, you are rejoining me, leaving Lexington. It's 7:01. The game has officially begun. I'm very excited. I have no idea how well or poorly this game is going to go, but you heard me. In 90 minutes, my parents will be here at the tallest building in the world to start hunting me down, and I have 90 minutes to get to wherever I'm going to be hiding, which, much like the show, we have a jackass on our hands, not letting me merge. So I guess I don't really have a strategy here, to be honest with you. I have only put minimal thought into where I'm going to be hiding. We're thinking of this as kind of a test game. We've come up with some different rules and various things like that, but by and large, I have little to no plan. So I'm very interested to see what's going to happen here.
Good morning, Jetlaggers.
It's time.
It is March 22nd, and it is 7:50 something a.m., and we are getting ready to head out.
This game starts
We're having
at
our good luck espresso before we go. And Tristan left at 7 a.m. and he is on his way to wherever it is.
Which we'll find in like 45 minutes.
Yeah, we'll be finding him quickly, so cheers to
Cheers.
easy find this morning. Bye! We are making and he missed the place to get gas, which would have been Kroger. Don't know about that. I guess you gotta hit somewhere, maybe Speedway over there. He's not paying attention already. This is not good. This is not good. We've ordered coffee at Starbucks. Get yourself together.
What are you talking about?
Starbucks is right there.
I know, but you said get gas first.
Yeah, where are we? Oh my gosh, I'm worried. I'm worried already.
You're freaking out. This is
I'm not freaking out. I just need you to
my
get your
God.
direct. All right, we made it to Starbucks, which I would hope so. It's literally across the street, but you never know with Kelly.
I have arrived. Something that I have to take extra consideration for is the fact that we're using cars in this game. So there is some strategy to me hiding my car. This is a relatively residential area though, so I don't think that there will be anywhere other than this parking lot, but we'll see. I got a visit from Mr. Caldwell, who came up to my window and he asked what the heck I was doing in his parking lot, and I asked him, I said, do you know of anywhere around here I can park for a couple of hours? And he said, yeah, right here. So he said, if anybody asks, tell him Mr. Caldwell told him it was okay. So we have gotten the good grace of Mr. Caldwell to park our vehicle here. Whether or not it's the best location is up for debate, because it's, again, in this open parking lot, but now we just wait out the clock.
We are trying to decide questions, what we should start with. So
strategizing.
I have some thoughts on where Tristan will go just based on what I know about him. Do you have any thoughts?
No. I think that he's going to utilize the strategy that says he's got an hour and a half to hide. If he goes as far as he can go in the hour and a half,
Yeah.
then that automatically buys him an hour and a half on his hide time. Because it would take us that long to get there. Not counting the time it takes to just figure out
So
where he
you're
is.
thinking his is distance.
So I think his
He wants to
strategy
go as far as
might
possible.
just be distance.
Okay.
Maybe.
That's possible. That sounds like something he'd do.
It's a strategy.
Maybe it'll throw them off that I'm just not using the whole time because this definitely isn't as far as I possibly could have gone. It's close. It's definitely close, but it's not as far as I, could have gone within the limits of the border. So let's take a second to look at the 6 question categories that the seekers can choose questions from. The first category is matching. Is your blank the same as my blank? Basically comparing something about the seeker's location to the hider's location. The second category is measuring. Compared to me, are you closer to or further from blank? The third category is thermometer, essentially seeing if the seeker's new location is hotter or colder to the hider from where they were. The fourth category is a radar bubble, just checking if the seekers are within a certain distance of the hider. The fifth category simply asks the hider to send a specific picture of something. The final category is ultra, that is a list of random, miscellaneous, high-tier questions that might reveal a lot of information depending on how they are used.
The radar question, we only can, I guess we can choose a distance, right?
We could do that, but those might be more handy
Later.
when we get closer.
Okay, so photo, send a photo of. I think this is not good right now. Like, first off, I'm going to say that that's not good. Thermometer. I don't know. I kind of think that's not.
That might help play in a little bit. That way we know if we're going the wrong way or not. Wouldn't it be funny if we found him without even asking a single question?
I think we should go with an ultra first question.
What are they?
Does your current county have the same last letter as my current county?
Well, how many counties are there? There's only like
There's
3
120 counties in Kentucky.
But we're not doing the whole state.
Of course
Kentucky.
not.
It's a 40-mile radius, so there's only like 2 counties.
Well,
In
that
that
would
40
narrow it
miles.
down, wouldn't it?
12 minutes and this thing kicks off.
What was the question he said that we would be good to start with when we were talking about this last night?
East Coast, West Coast.
Well, that's compared to me. Are you closer to or from?
Right.
That was.
So if we're in the center and we say, are you closer to the West Coast or am I closer to the West Coast?
That's right.
If it's
okay.
him, then he's
Okay.
obviously in between us and the other side. So that cuts half the map. But to get the most out of it, we really kind of need to be exactly in the middle.
I guess now is as good a time as any to kind of show you what I have with me. I have 2 laminated maps of the game area. I've got a whole lot of laminated papers here. The full general rules that we came up with, it's about 10 pages long, so we also have a listing of all the curses on our fancy curse info sheet. Curses are one of the things that we kept the most similar from the show. I'm pretty sure all of the curses from the Japan season are in. And then we have the question menu, which I have another bunch of laminated nonsense of. A lot of them I came up with because they're specific to this area. A good amount of them I ripped from the show. And I've got it all in a nice little portfolio here. And if you notice, I've also got a notepad where the only thing written right now is Mr. Caldwell. I can't get the damn portfolio in this bag. We've got the hider deck, which, if you look closely, you'll find that every single card was handmade. We ordered blank playing cards, and we drew on all of them. So I'm gonna just draw. My lovely girlfriend Sage did the hard work of the art. So all the cards are the same from the show, I believe. They're probably gonna fire off a question immediately, so I'm gonna need to be ready. I can see a sign for a Dollar General. If they ask me for a photo, I'm gonna have to move quickly to get over there. We'll see what they do. We are starting.
We've been discussing a few things, and we are.
Here we are, and it begins.
We are here.
Here, right here. This part's edited out anyway.
It's on! Yeah! Ladies and gentlemen, it is 8:30. My time has officially begun. So something that I never really considered until now is the loitering aspect of the game. Because America is a little bit more of a volatile place, especially central Kentucky, especially when you start to get out into the sticks like we are here. So gotta keep my head about my shoulders and try not to get shot or something like that. They've not asked a question yet.
Well, we could get arrested for jaywalking. Okay.
All right, first question. Throw it out there. Let's go. We decided the first question was going to be, are you closer to the West Coast than
Were
us?
we sure about that?
Well, I mean, that's a good start, right? What do you want to do? Not ask questions and just roll?
Well, no, I just wonder. Don't be a jerk.
Or maybe I should do the asking since you're doing the filming.
Okay. No, I'm going to pause
And
ask the question, and we'll be back.
Okay, wait, hold on. They've asked the question. I'm gonna cross the street real quick. Okay, they've asked the coastline question. So they've asked if I am closer to or further from the West Coast. So I need to figure out how far I am from the West Coast.
You know, it'd help if I'd push F and record. So we ask our first question. His response, Wi-Fi is bad, can't see your life 360. So that in itself is an answer because that means he's so flippin' rural that there's no Wi-Fi. Busted.
Okay, so he's responded closer. So he's closer to the West Coast than we are at our start point at the Fifth Third building.
Uh-huh. So you can then knock
All right,
off.
so I'm going to go ahead and cut this in half at the Fifth Third. Agreed?
Yes.
All right, they've gotten their answer. I'm closer to the West Coast than they are. Having some unexpected Wi-Fi and service issues out here, so. Distant dog barking. Sounds like my dog. I need to see how many cards that I draw from that. I believe that was a measuring question. And this is a draw 3, pick 2 question. So I'm going to draw 3 cards from the deck and pick 2 of them to keep. I've pre-shuffled these already. Taken 3 off the top. 10-minute bonus. Not bad. Curse of the ransom note. The next question that the seekers ask must be composed of words and letters cut out of any printed material. The question must be coherent and include at least 5 words. Casting cost. Spell out Curse of the ransom note as a ransom note. Curse of the ransom note. Okay. Curse of the Urban Explorer. For the rest of your hiding run, seekers cannot ask questions while they are on transit. Casting cost, discard 2 cards. Ooh. Curse of the Urban Explorer. Okay, so I need to pick 2 of those to keep. I'm gonna have to look at the casting cost before I decide.
Okay, so we're going to rule this
that
out.
Sucker is down.
All right. So as we stand now, we are looking at this.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, curse of the ransom note. The next question the seekers ask must be composed of words and letters cut out of a printed material. But I also have to do that to activate the curse, so that's not really ideal. Urban Explorer is... I don't have that one in my sheet. Problem number 2. Stand by. Okay, so I just looked it up because I forgot to put it on my cheat sheet, but the Urban Explorer curse is insane. It's basically the seekers cannot ask any more questions while they are in transit for the rest of my run. So they wouldn't be able to ask any questions while they were on the move. The casting cost for that, though, is that I have to discard 2 cards, which I don't currently have. I only have the curse itself. I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take Curse of the Urban Explorer and the 10-minute bonus. So I'm discarding Ransom Note. Don't really want to do that right now. This curse is going to be huge once I get more cards to discard so that I can use it. So this is a fluff card I'll be discarding as soon as I get more.
I'd like to determine whether he's
Is it
north
possible
or south.
to do a north or south question? Is there a question in there that might do that?
Hospitals. Okay, so we could do, well, I don't know if major city would help us. Are you closer or further from, I'm trying to find a way to narrow down north and south. Nicholasville was the bigger city, I remember, on the list.
All right.
We may need to clarify that. The problem is we are kind of centralized. We have Frankfurt, we have Nicholasville, which is pretty close to us. That's really not going to help too much. I wonder if we could consider Danville a big city. I need to find the list. So turn that off for a minute.
All right, let's get off at this train station here and we'll regroup.
Oh, you're going to stop?
Yes.
I didn't think you were going to stop.
For 5 minutes. Next train leaves in 5 minutes. See? 5 minutes.
Okay.
Because we are using our own cars for this version of the game, we created a rule that is supposed to simulate the use of public transit. Seekers are only allowed to start traveling in their car at times that are multiples of 15. So for example, 12, 12:15, 12:30, and so on. My dad refers to this often as the train leaving throughout the game. So if you hear him say that, that's what he's talking about. All right, I'm on the move again. As does every little community in Kentucky. There's a Dollar General. And I'm hungry. Alright, I just visited Dollar Tree. I got the best chips of all time. You can fight me on that. You know we gotta get the Diet Coke. There's been a lot of trash talking leading up to this, so I had said that if I exceed 5 hours that I feel I've won. Internet is spotty out here, because I'm in a pretty small little area, so you don't know what that is, but you'll know if they find me. Service is also rough. Service is the main concern. I can go without internet, but when we don't get service, they can't text me to ask the questions, so I'm trying to stay outside and linger wherever there's service. Still kind of waiting on them to ask another question because I can't use the unguided or the Urban Explorer card until I have more fluff to discard to use it. I'm kind of looking for potential hiding spots, but I can either go left back into the town or I can go right kind of into what seems to be a more residential area. So I'm kind of leaning towards going into the town and maybe looking for a bench of some kind. Nothing quite hits 8:55 on a Saturday morning, walking next to a cemetery in a town you've never been before, throwing back some sun chips, waiting for your parents to come hunt you down. It's nice. Looks like they are, according to the tracker, looks like they're heading west out of Lexington, so straight west, which I guess technically is closer to me, but it doesn't look like they're going a beam line straight towards me just yet. Bragg's invasion of Kentucky. I've discovered that apparently there's some history here to this little town that I'm in, and it looks like there's possibly some public benches there. It is reassuring to know that there's something public here that, you know, if all else fails, I can just hang out there and won't get in trouble. So, you know, I hope I'm not being disrespectful here by just walking around munching on sun chips and then looking at these historical monuments, because all these you know, signs here seem like they're very serious about their pride for the battle that took place here. And I'm just chowing down. I think I've just found something fantastic. I saw signs saying that there was a park around here, but I wasn't for sure if it was actually real or not. And I didn't know if it was in my hiding zone. But it is. It's in the hiding zone. Barrel Park. There's a little gazebo, a bridge, a little row of shops. This is perfect. This is just inside my hiding zone, and I won't get scolded for hanging out here. It's a pretty cute little bridge, to be honest. So here's something interesting. I thought that the park was just that little gazebo, but there's actually kind of an unintuitive area where you have to dip down below this thing. See the gazebo over there? This is where we came from, the gazebo and the bridge. You come down underneath this thing, and there's a whole nother little section of the park here that is mostly hidden from view by and large. So this is a prime hiding spot contender. I just don't have any signal over here, which is something that I need, obviously. So I'm gonna continue walking around. So I've got time, I'm not locked in yet, but yeah, they are heading kind of my way off of that one question alone. So I think they're heading over to the direction of like Frankfurt, Lawrenceburg, 50% of the right way. Anyways, yeah.
Here we are, moving towards the halfway point between the half of the map that's left, as you can see there. We're having some technical issues. The map in the car doesn't want to work. The hider apparently doesn't have access to Live 360 very well because of remote rural issues. I have a sarcastic, smart aleck partner who hates me with all of her being and is busy being a perfectionist.
I am trying to stop. I'm trying to turn off the audiobook that keeps...
That's another thing. We have an audiobook that keeps popping on by itself.
It keeps like
in the middle of
taking
things.
over everything, and I can't find the good place to turn that off. So.
Epic annoyance. But here we are still traveling in this train to the next station. We think we have an idea of what question's coming next, but we aren't sure. We need to get to the place and then make a further observation.
What are you even saying?
I don't know. The fact is, he's 23 minutes in already. What are you even saying? God's sakes.
All right, we are cruising down the road after a couple of really irritating... and we're passing Le Castle. The Versailles Castle.
Yes.
So we are headed toward Lawrenceburg.
The middle point of the map.
Because we're trying to, we feel like we have, with the first question, have the map. And so now we are trying to have it again. That's our strategy, to do a north-south thing. Gonna have to regroup. Now we're just driving aimlessly.
You're driving aimlessly.
That's the nightmare of it.
God, man.
Exit to Bluegrass Parkway toward Lawrenceburg, Elizabethtown.
All right. So...
What is this guy doing? Gosh.
He's trying to run us off the road, apparently. This train is questionable. Are you closer or further to this particular city?
Are you closer to or further from? I don't know if that's going to narrow it down north-south.
You may be right. Because if if he was further way on the other side of it.
Yeah,
That was
I don't know
misleading.
that this is helpful at all, honestly. I feel like that's...
I feel like I need to stop and use my sizable brain power.
I feel like we've gotten off track with that, because how does that tell us if he's north or south?
Well, the only way that would be hit is if he said closer. Then we'd know he's within the ring of what would be around that city from us.
Yeah, I mean, if we ask him, okay, are you closer to Danville than we are? That would let us know that he's south of us. Correct?
Bridge. Okay. Yeah, yes.
I need you to stick with me here.
Sorry, yes. I'm just... I mean, we're like 200
He's totally
feet off the
distracted by...
ground. Well, it's like we're like way up here, and this looks like a janky bridge, so...
Okay. If we ask him if he is closer or further to Danville than we are, that would give us... I don't know that would matter.
If he was...
I don't know if I'm overthinking it.
If he said... Let's think this through for a minute. If you said, are you closer to Danville than we are? And he said yes, then we would be able to narrow down it's around Danville somewhere. Because at least within a circle of where we are.
Yeah, I feel like...
But if the answer was no, it'd be a total throwaway, because if he was even 50 feet outside of the ring of where we are, then we would have no way of knowing that. So the only way that would be a beneficial question is if the answer was yes.
Well, if it's no, then it would mean he's north of us, wouldn't it?
Whereas, how much space is there on the other side of?
I mean, I don't know what else we do. I mean, what other questions can we ask?
What are the other options?
I guess we could ask, is he closer or further from an airport? We don't have that. A library, a public park. I'm going through the list.
Yeah. Okay.
We still need to narrow this down, and I don't know how we should do it, how best to do it.
Well, we just arrived in Lawrenceburg, so...
I think the train is going to have to stop because...
we definitely need to stop
I need to pee.
And we need to regroup.
Oh, this is not going well for us so far.
Approaching a railroad crossing.
Okay.
Was that worth it? So I've kind of walked down the road here a little bit, and I found the secondary entrance to the Barrel Park. It is closed, however. So that means that the only way that they are supposed to go in is via the way that I went in. They cannot get in this way. There's some more public benches here though. So more areas for me to just kind of sit and pass the time. I have been enjoying walking around this quaint little town though. There was a little row of shops there that I totally would have gone inside, but they're all closed and they open at like 11:30, which is Saturday. What are you guys doing closed? Peak business hours, man. Anyways, I'm gonna sit down and enjoy more sun chips. I'm gonna think I almost did not bring my Carhartt jacket today. I would have been freezing my ass off if I didn't wear this. I packed a smaller jacket in the bag, but I'm freezing with this on, so. Bon appetit. There is another element to this, since we're not as technology equipped as the guys on the show, but my phone is gonna die at some point. And I do have a portable charger, but it's not very good. But I'm an idiot and I left the portable charger cord in the car. I also have a car charger, but again, that would require me going back to my car, which is not super far, but I don't want to get caught at my car when they get to my zone. You know what I mean? So my phone's at 75% right now, and I'm a solid 45 minutes into the run. 50% every 90 minutes, basically. I'm rationing my phone right now. I'm not rationing these sun chips. I'm going to town. Last I checked the tracker, they were in Lawrenceburg, so they headed west. They headed west, but now they have to figure out if they want to go north or south.
Okay, so we have,
Okay.
it is now 9:37. It is almost 1 hour ago that we last put our question in. We have had some stupid little technical things, and we had to stop just now and get something to eat. And
While we regroup, basically.
we're regrouping. We're trying to figure out what the best way to determine this north-south thing is, because we feel like any other question right now is too specific.
Compare to me, are you closer to or further from blah, blah, blah. Hospital, library, public park, airport, specific county, a McDonald's.
All of those are too specific, which is why we narrowed down to
We're
a
currently
major
at a
city.
Walmart, so we could say that. That would really narrow it down if the answer was yes. Anyway, major city.
Okay, what are you looking for?
I am looking up the Kentucky River.
Okay, well, it's south of us, so how would we use that?
Okay, well, the river is a long thing, and it...
All of it is south of us, though, right?
All right. If it's south of us, how much space is on the other side of it than we are on this side? So, in other words, if we're here, and that was the river, and it's, say, 10 miles to the river, yet there's 12 miles left on this side.
But it narrows it down north or south. If he's north of us, he's not going to be closer to the Kentucky River than we are.
It's to the end of
Can
the
you
thing
see
here.
the map right here? You know that's not the case.
I don't see where the river is.
It's right here. Here, why aren't you looking at a map?
That's what I was trying to do on my phone. You're
Because
so
we're
irritating.
running out of time.
You need unfo.
I mean, I've been here for almost an hour and a half to 2 hours now, and it's not even 9:30 in the morning yet. I'm heading back into town, the main part of town anyway. Just kind of exploring for hiding spots. Barrel Park is my best bet so far, but they're still hanging out in Lawrenceburg. Makes me think another question is probably coming very soon. It's been a while since my internet connection was good enough to get an update on the tracker, but it finally updated, and it looks like they are in western Lawrenceburg right now. So they're still at most, even if they knew exactly where I was and they were coming straight for me, they're at least 30 minutes away still. And there's a little free library here with books. People can take and leave one as they please. I'm wondering if there's anything worthwhile. I was gonna bring my book, but I forgot it at home. So next time, I'm reading Pray by Michael Crichton, in case you're wondering. Gonna go across. There's the bridge for Barrel Park right over there, so we're really not far from where that was. It is 9:30 p.m., which means I have survived 1 hour. It is officially, I've been hiding as long as it took me to get here, so they did not figure out exactly where I was from the get-go. They have not asked another question in a while now. They've been hanging out in Lawrenceburg for a while. I'm wondering why they're not asking other questions. I do like this cool art on the side of the gas station though. Little rancher, cannon fire, battlefield station. It's a pretty nice little community. I feel like they could ask one more question and figure out where I am off of that, so I need to secure a hiding spot that is gonna blow their minds. Otherwise I'm screwed.
Oh, train's rolling. Door's closed. Train's moving.
You know, I've been seeing a lot of parking lots that probably are better for me to park at. Maybe a little bit more hidden than where the car actually is, but I told Mr. Caldwell that I'd be there. And out of the kindness of his heart, he let me park there, so.
Chugga, chugga, chugga.
Great. Thank you for taking any care to keep me from getting blasted.
Here's kind of a backed up view of the shops I was walking by earlier. I'm on the other side of the road now, desperately trying to find some kind of signal because I've been without signal for a long time now. And I would hate for them to be waiting on a question reply that I never got.
Okay, question's done. So I say just drive around this parking lot slowly until
That's a great idea.
we get an answer.
All right, you are rejoining me in Barrel Park again, where they have finally asked another question. All right, so here's the situation. I have done a lot of exploring of the east side of my zone, and I've kind of gotten to a point where no matter where I go on the west side, the sidewalks kind of just end, and I can't really go anywhere else without hitting on somebody's property or something like that. So I think I'm gonna head back up closer to where the car is, over by the Dollar General where I started, because that's like on the complete other side of the zone from where I am right now. See if anything else is over there. Okay, they've officially asked their next question. So the question is if I'm closer to Frankfurt or further from Frankfurt than them. And I am definitely further from Frankfurt. So that was a measuring question. So it is another draw 3, pick 2, which we are going to do right now. Drawing 3 right now. 15-minute bonus, pretty good. 5-minute bonus, that's fodder for the other one. Curse of the Bird Guide. You have one chance to film a bird for as long as possible, up to 15 minutes straight. If at any point the bird leaves the frame, your timer is stopped. The seekers must then film a bird for the same amount of time or longer. Casting cost, film a bird. Curse of the Bird Guide. I think that one could be good. I think we're definitely going to keep Bird Guide, and we're going to keep 5-minute bonus. Hate to throw away a 15-minute bonus, but I have to because I want to activate the Urban Explorer curse. So we're tossing the 15-minute bonus. Okay, so here's the situation. We have 4 cards in our hand right now. We have a 5-minute bonus, Curse of the Bird Guide, Curse of the Urban Explorer, 10-minute bonus. The Urban Explorer curse is what stops them from asking questions in transit, which is amazing for me. Bird Guide, I'm fine with doing that. That's not difficult. I feel like I can get a time there that is respectable enough to cause them an issue. But as of right now, I am going to F them up, as you might say. They are not gonna know what has hit them. So I'm gonna be discarding the 5-minute bonus and the 10-minute bonus. So I'm also gonna be losing the Urban Explorer card. So now the only card in our hand is the Bird Guide curse, which I may play here shortly. I don't really have a reason not to, but yeah, eat that one.
All right, so if we're in Lawrenceburg, I'm going to set the value to 15 miles, or 10 miles.
Okay.
From us.
So if we ask the 10-mile question,
Okay.
are you within, what was it, 10 miles of us? What is
Okay,
this thing?
so the orange line is 10 miles. So it goes down to past Salvisa, which is right here.
10 miles from now, from here?
Yeah.
That seems like our circle is much bigger than 40, if that's the case.
Let's see, enter radius values. I'm going to do the black line is going to be 35. Let's just see what happens.
Oh,
Junction City. Okay.
try 20 miles. See what 20 miles looks like.
20 miles goes down to Harrodsburg. And north to Stamping Ground, which is right here. And Peaks Mill, essentially.
Which we've already ruled that part out. See, my little jury
We
jank
haven't
one
ruled
here.
Peaks Mill out.
Yeah, we have, because it's further away from Frankfurt than we are, or closer to Frankfurt than we are. So see that janky ass circle I made there, like that?
I don't think it is closer. Do you think it is to Frankfurt? Okay.
I'm just
I mean,
going by my.
You're going by a janky ass thing.
So
I'm I'm hesitant to say. All right, so...
Usually are when you're wrong.
No, I just... Oh, you and your many criticisms. You who... All right, 25 miles would be right here. So it would cut us off like right here. So 25 miles.
But does that encompass Harrisburg or Danville?
It does. It encompasses Harrisburg. I mean, I think if he says he's not within 25 miles, then we need to go down here.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
I think so too.
So I think we asked the question.
It's this one
It's
here.
this one.
Radar
Radar.
question. So you would just type in radar question.
All right, so let's do it.
Are you within 25 miles of me?
Curse of the Urban Explorer.
You're a curse.
Ew.
Loser.
Okay. All right.
Radar question.
Radar. Radar Q.
We got 9 minutes
Are
before the train
you
leaves.
within 25 miles of me, right?
Yes. Go.
Okay, so if he comes back and says no, I'm going to say we go south.
I think you're right. I don't think you would go up into the freaking boonies up north. Although, he did have a problem with the internet. And I think that the larger urban areas...
What is a larger urban area up here?
That's the point. It doesn't have
Yeah,
good
but I
internet.
also know down here too. I mean, there are no larger urban areas. You can have problems anywhere in here. I think, like you said, you had mentioned that when we've got Stanford down here, don't forget that. Don't think that he wasn't scoping places when he went to the gorge the other day.
Of course.
Okay, so we'll see what he says.
All right, well.
I finished off my sun chips, so now I'm just kind of carrying around a bag that has another empty bag inside, and then a Diet Coke. So, phone's about 50%, so right on track with what we talked about earlier. Probably gonna need to go to the car at some point, charge up. I'm so curious as to what they're doing right now and what their next move is. I just want to know, but we know I'm further away from Frankfurt than they are, so that probably gives them some direction. I mean, they'll likely head south, I would assume. In many ways here, I kind of feel like I'm just walking off into oblivion. I don't really see any further sidewalks or anything like that, so I'm probably just gonna turn around here. I'm also getting barked at pretty heavily by some dogs, so doesn't really seem like the most welcoming area. Back there, I'm just gonna pop a 180. They've just asked something. Radar question. They just dropped a 25-mile radar as I was saying that, so gonna have to answer that. I think I'm within 25 miles of them. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, huge development there. They dropped a 25-mile radar and asked if I was within 25 miles of their location.
We have an answer. We have an answer.
The answer is...
I am 26 miles from their location, so that radar
is a miss.
That is a huge win for us.
Oh, crap. He's not within 25 miles of us.
With the answers that they have already, they might be inclined to think this area. But with that being a miss, it leaves the door open for so many more possibilities. So really, really close one, but they missed it by a mile. I'm not within 25 miles of the little Walmart parking lot.
Okay, so we both felt like...
So what's the circle, the 25-mile circle off that map? Let's just color it in, get it off our radar here.
Okay. Or just turn your camera around so you can see what you're filming. Hello.
This would all be great if I were just competent enough to use it.
So it's going to go like this, roughly.
So we're not...
So we're like talking this here. That's a very rough circle, and I'm not going far enough north, I don't think. So it's just above Perryville to the south. There's Perryville right here. And then to the north, just under Monterey, which is right there.
So we have to make a choice here.
So we have ruled out that he is not. So he is here or here.
What can we ask that would get it out of, would eliminate one of those areas?
We could do thermometer. We could go north from Lawrenceburg 5 miles and then ask the same question.
Is that the distance left pretty much up there?
Yes, because if we go north of Lawrenceburg, that would send us north. And that way it would be clear whether we were hotter or colder.
No. Yeah, you're right. I'm about to travel in this direction.
Yeah, so let's go 5 miles north of Lawrenceburg, and then we will ask the question thermometer.
That's a good idea.
And we've got 2 minutes to get going.
I just traveled, and I think we're on to something. It's only taken 2 hours.
So with that epic development, it's time to draw more cards. Hold on, look at this. So the radar questions that are available are half mile, 3 mile, 5 mile, 10 mile, 20 mile. Choose a distance. Notice how I didn't say 25 miles? That means that they just wasted their choose a distance radar question on that, which I feel like that is one that you would want to use later on. So that may have just been a big blunder for them, I don't know. But either way, we're drawing 2 cards and we're picking one of them. Got a lot of dogs barking at me right now. They're not happy that I'm here. Drawing 2, picking 1. Come on. Veto question. Yes. Let's see what this other one is. 15-minute bonus. That's pretty good, but I mean, how do you not take a veto? My phone's wiggling from the wind. Or my joy. Take your pick. We are keeping the veto question card. I hate giving up all these good time bonuses, but I mean, come on. That's pretty good. See, if we veto their next question, that's what really gonna throw them off. They just took a big... Oh, finally lost my phone there. They just took a big loss with that radar missing. If we veto their next question, they're gonna be lost. Coming back from the Dollar General. I did not plan for the sign to be there like that. Picked up some more snacks, just for fun. We've got trolley and more trolley. I'm in a sour kind of mood. I'm left here wondering how confusing that radar miss was for them. Maybe it wasn't confusing. Maybe they're rejoicing. That's the thing. I don't exactly know what their plan is, so it's hard for me to tell what information is good for them and what isn't. But I mean, as far as I can tell, I feel like if I was seeking, I would be really confused. So it's 10:36. We've crossed the 2-hour mark, and they've been in Lawrenceburg the whole time. So,
all right. So we are now going to drive 3 miles north. I have my watch on with my compass, so I can help us. And then we're going to ask a thermometer question to try and determine.
How do we clear the curse?
I don't think we do. I think it's one of those that just stays with us this whole time.
Okay.
I don't think there is a clear.
Oh, it does say for the rest of the game.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Which sucks because, yeah, he's trying to buy time
That
because
is-
he knows we're on to him.
It's a time buyer right there.
okay, big update. I just checked the tracker for the first time in a little while, and it looks like they're going the wrong way. I don't know what they're doing. It looks like they're going north from Lawrenceburg towards Frankfurt. I guess maybe they think that I'm north of Frankfurt, potentially. But then again, the radar was a miss, so I don't know what they're doing, but they're heading the wrong way.
Turn and go this road right here.
Here, it's not going to be 3 miles. It's a neighborhood.
I don't care. You don't know how long it is. So you want to drive 15 miles in the wrong direction just to go north?
It's like a literally 25-foot long street.
Even if we go half a mile north, why are we even doing 3? We don't have to do 3.
Do you see a road that I can turn that way? Do you?
You're an idiot.
I guess I could just four-wheel it up over the grass there.
You gotta go that way.
You are an imbecile. Oh.
I don't want to play with you again.
All right, to the light here.
I'm the only one that had a compass. So.
I know, I appreciate that. Which way? Did I keep going straight here?
No, I think I'd turn.
Turn left.
Yes.
All right.
Do you want to continue to go southeast when we need to go north?
This train is turning left. Still going north. 210s.
Actually, we need to turn around and go the other way because this is technically, turn around right here. Turn around. This is technically northeast. And if I want to be official and have it go due north, then we need to adapt. Wait, turn right and go north, bypass.
Oh my God, back the way we just came?
Yeah, let's just use the road system because it's too difficult. We're not flying by the birds, the bird way through.
No shit.
So let's just use, well, why didn't you say so,
I
Mr.
did,
Brilliant?
because I said I was going to have to drive up over the berm over there to do it the way you were saying.
Then why didn't you just drive the way you thought, using your brilliant
Because
brain?
You shut me down.
Okay, well then I'm not going to say anything else. He's going to drive the 3 miles in the direction he thinks we should go, and I'll just sit here and wait for that to happen and film it so he can figure it out, since that's what he was going to do anyway.
I have no idea which way we're going.
So he has a plan. Well, you just follow the roads, right? It's easy.
You've sent me in this direction. I don't even know which direction this is.
To go
Which
3
way
miles.
are we going currently?
We're going back to where we came.
Which way are we going?
Which right up here was the intersection. We need to go north.
I don't know which way that is.
I don't either.
I thought you had a compass on your watch.
I know that I can read the signs that says north to bypass 127. So I'm thinking maybe north is that way. But, you know, what do I know? What do I know?
If you could read the signs, why didn't you do it before we went the other way?
Because I was thinking, I was using my thoughts in a different way. Better than not using it at all like you do.
I'm not so sure.
Just waiting for somebody else to come up with the answer. So you need to be on a
Okay,
northern
stop talking
road.
for a second. Are we generally...
Okay, well, here's something. I literally just got into the car, like not even 30 seconds ago, and they've just asked a thermometer question. We just traveled 3 miles north. Are we hotter or colder? So, looks like when they went up from Lawrenceburg, they were doing a thermometer. I could veto this, because if I tell them they're colder, then they know they have to go south. So they know that I'm further from Frankfurt, they know that I'm not within 25 miles of Lawrenceburg, and they know that I'm south. So, I mean, that gives them a lot of information, but at the same time, vetoing it is suspicious, right? And they could just ask another thermometer question again. I'm leaning towards answering it. I feel like they'll ask something worse down the line. And I could use the cards. So I think I'm going to answer it. So.
Thermometer question answer. He is colder. Which means we were right.
You were right.
He is south.
He's south.
He is south, and we are now heading to Danville.
We're heading to Danville.
I'll just send back a smiley face.
Busted.
All right, so it says that it is 41 minutes to Danville.
Yeah, we've gone to the northern sector first.
So we are, well, we kind of went to the midsection, really.
You chose wrong. Yeah, we did. And we kind of wandered north a little, I guess.
Take the next right on Commerce Way, then turn right.
I really hope that answering that does not come back to bite me. But what's done is done. So let's update the portfolio, shall we? Draw 2 cards. I get to pick one of them. I suspect they probably won't be asking another question for a little bit because they'll probably be on the move. and because of that curse, they can't ask me anything while they're on the move. So, here we go. I don't even know what I'm hoping for here. Maybe a big time bonus, that would be nice. Here we go. Not what we want. 5-minute bonus. Not good. Here we go, another one. Come on. Veto question, another one. Yes, that's big. That was a big pull. I'm pretty sure there's only 4 of those in the deck, and there's 100 cards, and we've got 2 of them. Wow, definitely keeping the veto question. Bye-bye 5-minute bonus. Don't want that. I'm stoked about it. That's huge. They are not finding me for a while. So just to reiterate, I have 2 vetoes now. And I have Curse of the Bird Guide. I wish I had known I was going to get another veto there, because I would have just vetoed that thermometer. I think that's a good thing, though, because if I vetoed their thermometer, they would have just used another one immediately, right? But now that I've let them use one, I don't feel like they're likely going to use another one. Theoretically, they could be here in 40 minutes. So I need to make sure I'm watching the tracker, and if they start getting close, I need to haul ass over to Barrel Park, because there's nowhere else here to hide. I mean, it's very residential. There's so much of it that is a cemetery or public stores that I can't just like loiter around. So at least Barrel Park is a little bit like out of the way. They'll have to get on foot to get there.
Okay, so we might have to ask a couple of photo questions, but we want to be smart because we have to pause whenever we're asking them now.
We have to stop. Yeah, we have to be stopped to ask the question. Once we get to Danville, we'll probably stop there to regroup, and that's when we need to have our questions at the ready.
I think that we should ask, and this is, I mean, you may disagree. You've disagreed with me on a lot of this stuff today. But I think that we should ask for any building visible from the station.
Okay, I think that can narrow down. What's the cost of that one, though?
It's one, draw one.
He just gets to draw one card, okay.
Yeah. Or tallest structure from Silent.
He would just get a 5-minute time card for that. Yeah.
5 buildings?
I mean, that could be a waste of a picture if there's only 3.
What about a store or 2 buildings? There's tallest building from your station.
Okay.
There's store, like an aisle in a store. 2 buildings.
An aisle in a store? So like a Dollar General or something?
I don't know.
I'm thinking that the tallest building that he can see from his station is, and it could be a house, probably would be a house. It could be, if there's no buildings visible from there, that would tell us that it's a rural church.
Yeah, but then that's not going to give us anything. He won't send it. We'll just not get anything for that.
Well, that would be the same difference, I guess. We wouldn't actually get a picture.
I don't know. I'd like to get a picture of something. That's why I'm kind of thinking a building visible from the station rather than taller, because we don't have a lot of tall buildings.
Oh, okay. Any building.
Or tallest structure. I mean, there's a lot of cell phone towers and water towers. But when you're getting out here, it's not like we have skyscrapers or...
True. I mean, it could be a cell phone tower, like what's up in front of us there.
I don't know what you think on it, and we'll check back.
Just doing a little check-in. It is 11 a.m. This is my rough guess of what their map looks like. So immediately it was divided in half by the coastline question. Then they had the radar, which is the circle. Then the thermometer eliminated everything on the top left quadrant of the circle. So really the only area left down here is Danville, a couple smaller places. That's really not a lot of area that they're working with. So they're zeroing in on me pretty fast. I'm probably gonna need to be prepared to use some vetoes here. I'm thinking that now might be a good time to throw the bird guide curse on them, because it would stop them from asking another question. I just need to find the perfect bird. They're on the move right now, so they wouldn't be able to ask or film a bird for a while. I do see a bird right in front of the car right now, but there's no telling how long he's going to be there, and I don't want to blow it. So once I start filming, though, that's the attempt. I think I might go for it. So I'm going to get out of the car here, and I think I'm going to do this.
So when we get there, still minutes away,
Turn it a little.
I think there's going to be a very high likelihood we're going to be in his zone. And if we're not in his zone, very close to it. So that means whenever we ask him a question and he's in his zone, that means he's had to go to his hiding spot. So that means he won't be able to answer our questions. If we say take a picture of the closest thing you can get, unless of course we stop before we get there, knowing that we were certain won't be in his zone, we could then ask for the picture question, but then we have to wait. So we know it's another 30 minutes there, and it's 11:02 now. We could stop at 11:14. But then he doesn't have to answer right away, does he? We can't ask the question while we're transiting, but we can get the answer. So we could stop at 11:14, ask him to take the picture, and then get back on the road at 11:15. You follow me?
Yeah.
You follow the strategy there? Okay.
Well, kind of.
And then he'll send the picture. And that would be a picture we wouldn't be able to get. And I just thought of another strategy. What if right before we got to what we thought was his zone, we had him take a picture from his headquarters, which for him could be a half-mile walk. He could be out on the edge of his thing. And then we quickly rush into his area. Then he'll be frozen where he is, which will be close to the headquarters. So he won't be able to realize his actual hiding spot. He'll just be frozen right where he is. You follow me on that?
Yes.
That would be cruel, but...
Not really.
Yeah. Okay.
I am working on this.
So what do you think? Are we going to stop at 11:14 or 13, ask the question, and then get on the next train at 11:15?
I guess that sounds fine.
Okay. So we're pulling over into this station. It's 11:13, and we're going to ask for a picture
Continue
from
on
his
Bellows Mill
station.
Road for half a mile.
We're in the station. Car is in park. Time on deck is, well,
11:13.
right.
Start the timer. I'm filming this bird right here. I need him to stay there as long as possible. He can't leave the frame. I'm watching very closely. Come on, buddy. He's still there. Lost sight of him.
And I'm sending question now. Okay. I know that he must be getting time and not curses, because he would be leveling us if he was. I know it.
He would.
I know it.
He would. Either that, he's probably got some big thing he's waiting. He's been talking about getting that move card the whole time. That would really throw this thing on its
If
head.
he gets that, I'm gonna be sus. I'm gonna think it's sus.
It is sus, isn't it?
Because it's 1 out of 100 cards.
It is
Odds are-
sus.
Oh, they've just asked a question. Crap. They've just asked a question. What time is it? 11:14. Oh, crap. Okay, so I have to answer by 11:19. No, it's a photo question. It's a photo question. I have 20 minutes to answer photo questions. The other questions are 5 minutes, but I have 20 minutes. All right, we've got some disappointing news. So the bird, when it walked behind that bush, I think it went out of frame. I recorded the bird for about 6 minutes, but about 1:15 into the recording, he slipped behind that bush over there, and I was looking at the footage again. I think it's pretty sus if he was actually visible or not in the footage. So as much as I hate to do that, because I could have easily kept going with that, and he's still there now, I can see him, I think I'm gonna play with some honor, and I will honor the bird going behind that bush as the end of the timer. So we got 1 minute and 16 seconds out of that bird. Not ideal, not ideal. But that's how I was going to say the cookies crumble, but that's how the Jets lag, if you will. So, yeah. I've also come to the difficult decision that I think I'm going to veto that question, because I looked at it further. I would have to I can take a picture of any building around here, the station, but it has to showcase 2 walls and a roof. And the only buildings nearby here are fairly identifiable. There's like an all black barn and a fully white building here. So, plus I don't want to be one of those people that just holds on to all the cards until the very end, and never gets to use them, and like I regret it. So I'm officially using 2 and 1. We used the bird guide. I'm gonna go ahead and let them know of that right now. And I'm also going to veto the photo question. So we're losing those 2. We're down to only 1 card left in our hand, the other veto. Hopefully that I hope I'm not wasting this veto, because I feel like we're pretty lucky to have gotten 2 like that. But only time will tell. So
I'm vetoing that question.
Oh my God, he's vetoing. What the hell? He doesn't want to send a picture. That dirty little dog. Vetoing the question.
And we've been cursed.
And a curse on top of that?
Curse of the bird guide.
Oh, crap.
But I filmed a bird for 1 minute, 16 seconds. So we have to film a bird.
So what happens to us if we are unable to do it? So we can't ask another question until we clear this curse. That's what that means. We can't ask another question until we clear this curse, and we don't have it narrowed down enough to be able to get him without questions.
I think they're gonna have to ask another question. I don't feel like they have enough info to know that I'm in this town. I'm not in Danville, but I'm in a smaller town that is near it. I don't think they have enough info to come straight here, because there's like 3 or 4 other good options, I think. But I'm closely watching the tracker, because I'm kind of expecting to have to bolt to the park as soon as they start coming this way.
Okay, what's that building there? That's a school?
That's good.
Can I stop there?
Yeah.
All right, let's turn this way.
Although
it's not as wooded as I would like.
At the light, turn left onto West Main Street.
If we start it now, we may be able to pull it off by 11:30. It's 11:26.
Well, we have to find the bird first.
Well, yeah.
So starting it now is relative.
All right, these are good trees here, but do we have a bird?
Well, you can film one and I can film one.
Ooh,
so
that's
can
nice.
you point like a different direction? I'm gonna get out of the car.
All right.
This may not be a good spot.
It's public area. I think we're good. All right, train stopped. Bam. Out we go. Minute 16, you say, huh? Looking for a bird here that we can get a handle on. Amazingly, I don't see a single bird anywhere in this place. Oh, wait, there's a shadow of a bird.
It's a minute and 16.
Okay, well, I'm trying to film a stupid bird for 1:16. People are looking at me like I'm crazy. Cars are driving by, blowing their horns. And then I hear Mom whistle from a distance to say, with a thumbs up, to say she's got it. Thank God, Mom got it apparently, so yeah, we're there.
Okay, that was not as easy as I would have hoped, but it wasn't too bad. I caught a bird flying, and so...
Bad news. They have cleared the curse of the bird guide. So I have nobody except myself to thank for that, because I'm the one who botched the recording. I could have gotten so long out of it, but he walked behind that bush for a second. Yeah, they've cleared it. They're in Danville, so they're close. I still have another veto. Wondering what they would ask that I would not use that on. I don't know.
Well, I think since he can't veto another question, and he vetoed any building visible from your station, do we not then have tallest building visible from your station?
Tallest structure from your current sightline? Possibly?
From your current sightline. He may not be at his station then, but...
Tallest building visible from your station.
I like the idea of keeping him going back to his station because that keeps him out of his hiding spot.
I don't know. Either that or I was going to do the hot-cold thing, the thermometer. I think tallest structure from current sightline.
Okay. That's probably more helpful.
Do you think?
Yeah. Although he's cursed us twice already.
Pick of tallest structure from your sightline. Yes?
Yes. Send it.
Okay, they've just asked me a question. They're asking for a picture of the tallest structure from my current sight line. So I'll probably have to get... Oh, they've asked another question.
Could we ask him another question right thereafter? Ask him, say, I'm about to travel west a half mile. Are we hotter or colder?
Wait a minute, they've just asked a 1 mile thermometer. Hold on a minute. I've got to look at what's going on here.
So we're firing
Now?
2 questions at him, yeah.
Okay.
We're firing 2 questions at him. Giving him a handful of cards, which of course he will abuse us with, but...
Okay, do we need to leave?
In 2 minutes. Yeah.
Okay, so let's prep to leave because it always creates a mess.
Zeroing in.
I don't know.
Bird girl, I'm glad you got that. I wasn't anywhere close.
It's too windy.
Yes.
They're not like, I saw one in a nest, but I couldn't keep on it.
Yeah.
And so I just tried to follow this.
So the picture of the... whoa, I'm flustered. The picture of the tallest structure from my sight line, top of the structure must be in the top 1/3 of the frame. Shoot. The tallest structure might be my HQ station. And then they've asked me a thermometer. They've asked me, God, what have they asked me? I don't even know what they've asked me. This is awful. They're heading west of where they are, which I think would make them hotter. Crap, I'm probably gonna veto the thermometer question. And then I'm gonna take the picture, I think. They are going from Danville left, and they're asking if they're hotter or colder, and that would definitely make them hotter. So that would eliminate all this area here. So that's information that I cannot let them have. I'm gonna have to veto the thermometer question, which means I'm gonna have to take a picture of the tallest structure from my sight line, which I guess it doesn't say building, it just says structure. So it definitely seems like it might be the steeple here on this church, which is not good, but at the same time there's a lot of buildings around here that look like that, so I feel like we have a good chance at maybe that not being that defining, or defining enough to figure out where I am from that. So if we make this confusing perspective, we can probably make the steeple most of the picture, and that's going to be really like not helpful because there's So many steeples here.
Vetoing the thermometer, but I thought he only had one.
I thought you only have one veto.
So he's
Unless he got a second veto card, isn't there only one on the deck?
4 total in the deck.
He must have had 2 of them.
Okay. Yeah, but there's 4, so he must have pulled a veto card.
He's pulled 2 of them apparently.
Okay. Are you
Relatively-
within 5 miles of me?
We have a relatively large area too.
Yes or no?
Yes. And we've stopped again. It's 11:51. Train doesn't leave for 9 more minutes now. So what do? You got to regroup. He vetoed our question. Second question he's vetoed. Who knew? Who knew there was 4 in the deck? Who knew? It's a 4% chance.
They are absolutely just bullying me with questions right now. I haven't even had the chance to send them the photo yet, and they've already asked me another radar question. So I'm gonna quickly draw my card for the photo question. Just to draw one card. Need some luck here, come on. Draw 1, expand 1. So I get to expand my hand size by 1, and I get to draw a card. I'm gonna go ahead and use that now. So we're just gonna discard that. So a hand size of 7, I get to draw 1 more from that. 5-minute bonus. Okay. Not what we want. Not what we want, but it's better than nothing. So
We just asked another question of 5 mile. Are you within 5 miles of me? Of course, he's got a handful of cards. If he is, we've really narrowed it down. If he's not, we still have to keep searching a little, and he could be east or west. So that means we need to do another thermometer question of a different distance, I guess, to determine. Oh, we have an answer?
I'm not within 5 miles of there. I think I'm double that. I've just sent the photo of the tall structure. I vetoed the thermometer and I answered the radar. So that means I get to draw more cards because of the radar question. So, well, I just dropped the cap for my marker under the car. That's really unfortunate. Stand by. Really need some luck here. We need a good curse or something. Off the top. Another 5-minute bonus. All right, come on. 10-minute bonus. Dang it. Okay. I'm taking the 10-minute, obviously. Not ideal. We may have used up a lot of our luck in the beginning with those 2 vetoes. All right. It's time to get on the move.
What's the answer?
Radar is a miss.
He's not within 5 miles. Okay. Okay.
So he is not
So color in that
in
circle.
Danville.
That dirty dog.
I have been thinking he's near Perryville.
Should we just go to Perryville and
No. Because, I mean, I'd like to narrow it down, and the picture's still sending, he said. I want to narrow down if he's north, south, east, or west. I think he's east or west, obviously, because,
the matching?
yeah, I don't think that's going to work.
I don't know that any of that is helpful in this region.
County. Let's see. We could ask county. What county is Perryville? And then if we are in a different county. Yes?
Asking another question, is your county the same as mine? Because,
Right now?
yes, ask it. We're currently in Boyle County, and that would be the entire western part of the map. So if he is not,
Of what's left,
we
which
can wipe
is,
out what's left on
which
the
is
western
this
half.
right here. So this is Danville. So we know he's not anywhere in this circle, right? And
Right.
Danville is in Boyle County as well.
Right,
So if he's in the same county, then we know it's not any of this over here.
right.
It's going to be over here.
If he's in the same county, it would be over there. If he's not, it'll be that unexplored area to the right there.
He's asked, what is your county? And I have responded, Boyle County.
Gotcha.
So we'll see. So he's now trying to find
Now his head is
answer.
reeling, and he's trying to figure out how to
He's like,
throw
why
us
are they
off.
asking that question?
Trying to throw us off the scent.
Why are they asking that question?
But he's not gonna.
Why are they asking that question?
Okay, awful development for me. They have asked me if I'm in the same county as them. They are in Boyle County. I am in Boyle County, and I'm pretty sure that is almost certainly going to tell them the exact location that I'm at. So it's time for me to get locked in my hiding spot and draw some cards after I send the answer. So here it comes. The end game is on us.
Oh, what's
He's
happened?
in the same county.
He's in Boyle County?
Yes.
Oh!
Yes.
Oh!
Okay. So.
So what do we got? What do we
He is
got?
not 5 miles. Right here. So
Right.
he is not within 5 miles. So my friend, we have narrowed it down to this little section right here.
Is that Boyle County?
right
all that right
here.
there?
This right here is where he is.
Okay, what do we got there?
This is Perryville, and I have said all along that I
Yeah,
felt
you
like he's in
did.
Perryville.
You
In
did.
fact, I mentioned that battlefield that's out there. That's like a notable thing.
The
I don't know if
Perryville
it is.
battlefield?
All right, I say we head to Perryville,
All right.
and we'll go from there.
All right, Perryville
All
it
right.
is.
I want to look at churches in Perryville.
Good call. Good call on the churches in Perryville.
Okay. Okay, churches in Perryville, Kentucky. All right. So we have. This is what we've got.
Okay. What have we got?
Perryville Church of God, Perryville Community Church, First Baptist. There are 6 churches.
Makes it very difficult to narrow down, doesn't it?
It's got to be Perryville. It's got to be Perryville
Okay.
because everything else is.
So those 6 churches you've identified are all Perryville?
Yeah. Yeah.
What do we got? What do we got? What is that picture?
Tallest structure.
That's the steeple of a church.
Okay. Let's do this. We can figure this out.
It's a white steeple. With the white steeple.
Mm-hmm.
Could be Catholic. All right, trying to figure it out
Seeing
here.
a steeple here.
Man, that sign's
Okay.
baking me.
All right. I'm not going to say it's Perryville Baptist. I don't know. We're not able to see the whole side of it. I'm trying to decide which church this is. I'm trying to figure this out. I found it. I found it. I found it.
Have you found it?
Maybe.
Oh, yes, it's good possible from the side. It would be a side view. I noticed that it looked like it was a side view because that way the cross wouldn't be given away.
Okay. I'm thinking that we are looking at this church right here, First Baptist Church in Perryville.
All right, let's go
That's
there.
where it is. Are we time to go? We have 3 minutes.
We have 3 minutes.
Okay.
Can we fire off another question before then?
Okay, don't judge me. I'm in the bathroom at a liquor store, but I need to draw these cards because if I get some kind of curse, I need to do it now.
The audio in this bathroom was so bad that I'm gonna just do a quick recap of what happened. First, I drew a 15-minute bonus, and then a 5-minute bonus. Next, I drew a draw 2, discard 3, and immediately decided to use it and discard 2 of the lower level time bonuses I had, a 5-minute bonus and a 10-minute bonus. The first new card I drew was Curse of the Impressionable Consumer. Seekers must enter and gain admission to a location or buy a product that they saw an advertisement for before asking another question. This advertisement must be found out in the world, not on a seeker's device, and must be at least 100 feet from the product or location itself. Casting cost, the seeker's next question is free. The next card I drew was a discard 1, draw 2 card, which I pocketed for later, and the third card I drew was a 20-minute bonus.
How you doing? People think I'm a freaking
Freaking weirdo. Seekers must gain admission, enter and gain admission to a location or buy a product. Oh, whoa, a bunch of papers just flew away. Tragedy. Whoa. Ooh. It's getting chaotic. So they basically have to, a product that they see an ad for, they have to go buy it before they can ask their next question. But the casting cost is that it's free. Or the next question is free at least, which I don't really like the idea of that. It's too late in the game for me to be giving them free questions, so I don't think I can use that curse. So we've got a discard 1, draw 2. I think I'm going to use it, and I'm going to discard the curse of the impressionable consumer and pray. We still have a 20-minute bonus that I'm going to try and hold on to. I'm here in a public area. People are looking at me. This may be the last card pull of the game, so everybody, if you're rooting for me, cross your fingers on this one. Come on. 10-minute bonus. Not bad. Come on, give me a curse. Give me a curse.
Curse of the Endless Tumble. Seekers must roll a die at least 100 feet and have it land on a 5 or a 6 before they can ask another question. The die must roll the full distance unaided, using only the momentum from the initial throw and gravity to travel the 100 feet. If the Seekers accidentally hit someone with a die, you are awarded an extra 30 minutes. Casting cost. Roll a die. If it lands on a 5 or a 6, this curse has no effect.
Curse. Curse of the Endless Tumble. Oh my god. That one's really good, I think. That one's really good. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Hold on. I gotta get my folder out again. What you are about to witness might be the biggest moment of my run. The Curse of the Endless Tumble. I have to roll a die. If it lands on a 5 or a 6, the curse does not do anything. So, no 5 or 6. This is a big moment. I need this. Here's the die. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a 4. Prepare to tumble.
We've been cursed.
Oh crap, here it comes. What do we got? What is the little pumpkin head done now? Curse of the what?
Curse of the Endless Tumble. Oh my god. Roll a die. If it lands on 5 or 6, this curse has no effect. Oh, so we can try and roll a 5 or 6, right? Or is
Yep.
that him?
No, but we have to throw
That's
it as...
him. Casting cost. He rolls the die.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so he did that.
So we have to.
We have to throw the thing 100 feet and roll a 5 or a 6 before we can clear this curse.
Okay. So let's.
How long
do it.
is this sidewalk out here?
I don't know.
It's a good place. Got to get a die here. There's one in the bag. There we go. It's got to be 100 feet. Hopefully this sidewalk is. Let's see what we got.
All right, folks, here's the situation. They know I'm in Boyle County. The only major 3 places in Boyle County, to my knowledge, are Danville, Perryville, and Junction City. And they dropped a 5-mile radar in Danville, so they know I'm not within 5 miles of there. That pretty heavily narrows down the game board. We are approaching 4 hours. 12:17 right now. They've just been cursed with the Endless Tumble. I'm expecting them to start coming here pretty much any moment. So I'm hanging around near Ball and Barrel Park, whatever it's called. I'm ready to dart over there pretty much as soon as they start heading this way.
All right. So we've been cursed because we're getting close. How are we going to establish 100 feet? I told you we needed a tape measure or some way of gauging distance. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's go from here.
One of these segments is 6 feet.
It's 100 feet.
12 times 6 is 72. Wait, where's the starting point?
I already know. I know where it is. It's where the discolored.
This mark here, 2 feet short.
Right here?
Where this dead worm is.
Oh.
That's,
Right here?
That's basically 100 feet.
Okay, let's put something a little more.
From the starting point.
Here.
Where was the starting
How about here?
Can you keep it on the sidewalk?
Can you keep it on the sidewalk?
I have no idea.
Can we switch up?
All right.
Let me do a trial. Can you?
From where she is, we measured each one of these blocks, 6 feet each. There's 17 blocks from there to here. Here she comes. That's all we got.
I gotta wait for the wind. We don't have any elevation here. Okay. Yeah, that didn't work.
Where did it even go? Give me that. Throw it like you're skipping a rock across a lake or something. Maybe you had to come from this end though. That's about halfway. Yeah, all right. Oh, that's so close. Stay there, I'll throw it back. This is a pretty light dice. I should have anticipated this. All right, here we go. You ready?
Okay, let's do it. Oh, to the grass.
I don't really understand what they're doing. They've been on foot for a while. They still are now. I'm assuming they're trying to clear the endless tumble. I mean, I'm back here at Barrel Park, and I, like an idiot, forgot my phone cord again for the phone charger. So I'm thinking I might need to walk back to the car, which is not that far, but I would hate to get caught with my pants down, not in my hiding spot. So, and they are still in Danville. And while I think they haven't narrowed it down, I think it's going to take a couple of more questions to get there. So it's probably going to get relatively chaotic relatively soon. So I'm going to quickly walk back to the car, get the charger for the portable charger, and keep a close watch on the tracker. Cause
All right, you ready? Here we go, getting a running start.
Nope. I'm going again. Okay, ready?
Maybe it'd be better to go down those stairs out this way. Maybe we should start out at those stairs up there and throw it down here towards the curb. What do you think? Gravity? 7.5 each one of these. So that's what? 30 feet? 37.5? 45.
He's still mumbling. I don't know if you can hear it.
64.5 to this point. 1, 2, 3, 4.
'91, '92, '93, '94, '95.
All right, I'm going up.
You're going up?
I'm going up.
All right.
I'm going to use my super strength to throw this dice 100 feet. Hopefully only once, because it has to be a 5 or a 6. And yeah, oh look, there's a camera here at the front of the school. They're probably looking at me like I'm a crazy idiot. Here we go. From the edges of the pillar, here it comes.
Short. The problem is that it's gonna take a while to...
It's scooted along the ground.
Okay. All right, here goes. Ah, not good. I think we might have been doing better the other way. Yeah, it's killing it when it gets to the bottom. And maybe the lighter dye would be better, Cal. This is a bad curse. All right. That would count. Let it be a 5, please. Where is it? Yes! It's a 6! It's a 6! He did it!
All right, 2 things have just happened. So I've just hit 4 hours on the hide, which to be honest is longer than I thought I would make it. So feeling pretty good about that. Second, they've cleared the endless tumble curse. It's been 17 minutes since I sent the text. I feel like that's pretty good. I'm guessing that they had some bad luck. Third thing is that I changed my jacket. So just wanted to keep you in the loop on that one. Heading back to the car. I'm almost there now. Okay, well, I just got back to the car to get the charger and I checked the tracker and they're on the way. They are coming from Danville over. The cat's out of the bag. Mr. Caldwell's van is back, the one that he drove away on this morning. So we'll use that to reveal where we are in case you hadn't already figured it out. They're on the way, so I gotta get going. I don't know how far it is from Danville, maybe 10, 15 minutes max. So it's time to go. I gotta get in my spot, get ready.
She's routing us to Perryville.
Perryville.
We just rolled a 6.
Go.
100 feet. We can't go for another 2.5 minutes.
Okay.
Train leaves in 2.5 minutes. Yeah. Cursed. And we got to send him a little note that says cleared.
I will.
Yeah. Because he's a punk and he needs to know he's a punk for pulling that
We
garbage.
are 8 minutes and 48 minutes. 8 minutes. No, that's not right.
Here's a note for you to put in your notepad. Get a heavier die. That sucker doesn't want to travel. I had to literally lob it overhand like I'm a NFL quarterback. Good thing I've been throwing ball because
Okay.
I've never got it done otherwise. Okay, train leaves in 90 seconds.
I'm just gonna have to say cleared.
Okay, do we have a question?
Cleared
Now's the time.
with a 6. You were supposed to be working on that, dude. Seriously.
All right,
Why am I
we're
doing everything over here?
You're doing it all because you're the
Let's
best.
go.
All right, we did get our jog on a little bit there because they are flying. They are flying to get here. So it's coming down to the wire. Almost to Barrel Park. Hopefully that's the best spot for us. There it is. Barrel Park, right across the street from St. Mary's Catholic Church. And right next door to Perryville Antiques and the Barrel Boutique. And this abandoned white building. I'm wondering if maybe I can get down to the grassy area down to the right side of that white building there, because it seems to be fully abandoned. I feel like that there's a chance that could be private property, so I'm not gonna do that. I think I'm going to try my luck and just see how long it takes for them to find Barrel Park, because it took me a little bit to get there. You are joining me underneath the bridge of Barrel Park. I'm wondering if this is a good spot. Over here, that's where the actual park section is, but under here is kind of an unintuitive spot. They might, just tripped on a curb there. They might not think to look. Thing is though, if they start coming from the way I did, they'll see me because I'm right across. And if they come from the other way, I mean, there's a road that leads right up to the spot, so. But then I noticed one thing. Is that somewhere I can get to? I don't know.
It's a precarious little walk over there, but they might not be able to see me if they're looking at it from the bridge angle. And if I stay still enough, they wouldn't be able to see me from this side either. They'd only be able to see me from over there, and if they looked under the bridge on this weird platform. I've done it. I've made the crossing. I'm holding onto my phone with the tightest monkey grip you've ever seen because I'm not dropping my phone in this water. I don't know. I don't know if it's better than being over there. They might not think to look under here, and that might buy me some time, or they might just see me from across the bridge and it'd be over then. I've come back up on the bridge because I'm second guessing my spot. I'm also not getting any service down there, so I can't check the tracker when I'm down there, nor am I able to send or receive texts. So I'm wondering if over here really is the best bet. Let me see. So this is from the bridge. You can't see my spot at all because it's right under the bridge. But as soon as you come around here, I mean, that's broad daylight. No, that's awful. That's right in broad daylight, easily visible from here. So I'm gonna hide in the regular part of the park. We're gonna head down in here.
All right. We just stopped the train, got off at this station. It's 12:43.
It's not letting me send it.
We're asking a question. Apparently we're having difficulty though.
You send it. I can't send it from my phone right now.
I'll try to send it.
We have just sent a message for him to send a selfie photo.
We're on the train waiting for it to leave.
We are headed to First Baptist Church in Perryville, where I think that's his station.
It sent from my phone. It says it did anyway. Whether or not he's getting it is a question.
Well, I sent it on Snapchat also.
It
So
says delivered, but not necessarily seen.
I sent it on Snapchat.
Is
I
that
will
right?
check and see.
And that's another
We'll be back.
See, spotty service.
I know.
They just asked me to send a picture of a selfie. Selfie style, arms parallel to the ground, fully extended, photo cannot be zoomed. And I get to draw one for that. So let's take a picture. Gonna move over to the gazebo here in hopes that it gives me enough signal to send the photo. And while that happens, I'm going to draw the card for taking that picture. All right. This very well, I've said this multiple times now, but I'm pretty sure that I just saw them drive right past me. I'm not even joking. 30 minutes. 30-minute bonus in the 11th hour. As I drew that card, I literally saw them drive right past me. I'm not joking. I did not know that they were in my zone because the tracker's not working, but now that I have confirmation, I'm staying here in the park. I'm gonna go back to the spot that I was in. They just drove right by again. Okay. I'm gonna go to the exact spot that I was in when they asked me to send the photo, since I'm not technically allowed to move. This is the earliest moment I knew they were in my zone. Gazebo is right there. Cut me some slack, we're having tracker issues. This is it. And now it just comes down to them. I'm having so much signal issue down here at the park that the photo I took of the selfie is not exactly sending, but I know they're right on top of me because I've seen them twice drive by. So I'm just trying to move around in the park to get the photo to send so that they can have it. And I hope it does, otherwise that 30-minute bonus that I pulled for it won't really count, I guess. So I'm not leaving my spot. My spot is literally right there on that bench. I'm just trying to move into a outer area so that it actually sends.
And what are we taking a picture of?
Well,
Oh, we seem to have arrived at the headquarters. So we know little buddy is a half mile somewhere, but that's still a square mile
I just
of area
sent a picture.
to sort
I'm
out.
trying to send it.
All right, so we're in end game here now. We have narrowed down the headquarters. So we're at the right station. Now it's a matter of literally just tracking him down. So same way we divided the big map, we need to divide this little map. So how do we do that best? We can't move for another 7 minutes. So do we send, if we can get a message to him, do we send a thermometer question or a directional question?
All right, so technically, what is the distance I can search here that would make sense from our location right now?
Well, it's a half-mile radius, so a half-mile from this point, anywhere around us.
Okay, so this is what we're looking at. Which is pretty much all of Perryville.
Mm-hmm.
This next bit is a bit confusing and bends the rules slightly, so let me explain what happened. My parents had asked me to send a selfie photo, which I had took as soon as they asked, but due to poor service, the photo was not sending. The card I drew from the hider deck for answering that question was the 30-minute time bonus card. I was worried that if the photo didn't send in time, I wouldn't get to keep the bonus. So I briefly left my hiding spot and sprinted to a higher point just down the street where I knew there would be signal, deciding if they caught me that would just be that. Thankfully, the plan worked and the photo sent within the 20 minutes, so I immediately sprinted back down into my hiding spot. All in all, the slight detour and technical bending of the rules lasted for about 40 seconds.
There it is. Can you see it?
Selfie! Hold on, where is it? Let's have a look.
It's got a gray, like, clapboard wall
All right.
behind him.
There's a smiling mug.
Yep.
Gray face. Gray wall.
Older,
What do we have
like
here?
everything else around Perryville.
All right. So he's not hanging out in the woods.
No, he's not.
At least there's that.
Okay. All right.
Wait, does that church behind us have a wall like that?
It's kind of a wooden...
Should I get out and walk around that thing just to make sure? Not the right color board?
No.
Or style?
No.
So I'm going to guess that he's probably...
Well, he also said it would not be a private property. We agreed we wouldn't do private property.
So it's probably back into Perryville.
So it's got to be...
Close by. All right.
Okay.
What if he's like on the other side of this building here?
No, that's somebody's house.
Is it?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a graveyard right next door to it. How many people have a graveyard right in their backyard?
Many.
I don't know.
Okay, so it isn't going to be right here.
Yeah? Okay. Well, just let me just humor myself and take a look anyway. Yeah. Unless he's on the other side of this thing. All right. I think we need to throw a question out there.
I did.
Oh, okay.
I threw out the are we hotter or colder, but he hasn't answered yet.
All right. From north?
From south. I'm about to travel a half-mile south from your station.
Okay.
Hotter or colder?
Okay, so they've asked me a thermometer question. They asked me, they traveled a mile south from my station. And the way that she worded it was, I've just traveled a mile south from your station. Am I hotter or colder? So that tells me that they found the car and they know they're in the end game. I'm gonna respond. I responded already. It's hotter. I am south of my station. More so, I guess I should stop yelling because they could be around here, but I guess more so southeast of the station. So it's more east than south, but it is technically south. So that could be enough to throw them off for a little while longer. We just passed 4.5 hours. So they've got 28 minutes to find me, or I hit 5 hours, which was my goal. So I think they can find me within 28 minutes. We'll see. But I have a card to draw for the thermometer answer. Here we go. Duplicate card. We can duplicate the 30-minute bonus. 20-minute bonus. I wish we could keep both. Okay, I'm duplicating the 30-minute bonus. I feel like they could come around the corner at any moment, and I want to do it before they catch me. I'm keeping the duplicate card. I hate to discard a 20, but I have to. I'm keeping this one. I'm duplicating the 30. So we have two 30 minutes. Hate to see that go, but you gotta do what you gotta do. So in case you haven't been following at home, we have a 30-minute bonus, a 20-minute bonus, and a 10-minute bonus. So right there is an hour, and I'm about to duplicate the 30. So we have an hour and a half in bonuses. So we've been hiding for 4 hours and 35 minutes. I mean, that puts us way over 5 hours. That puts us over 6 hours. So really, really good card luck I feel like we've had. Other than the Wi-Fi and service issues, this has been a really fun round. And I'm hoping it lasts just a little bit longer. That 5 hours will be sweet if it hits. I know they're probably freaking out right now trying to find me. So we'll just pop a squat, enjoy a Diet Coke, get on with it.
So I think that he's going to be someplace that is public, maybe a place he can hang out while we find him. He can hide away in his little hat.
Although his little hat. Although just because this is
actually doing really well with all the nonsense that we've had. We've had a lot of technical stuff.
we have had a lot of technical issues. Perryville was never meant to have internet.
What time can we leave here?
I think we just might have missed our. Yeah, it's 1:02. So
I didn't know we were that close. You gotta keep us on better tabs.
Well, were you gonna hop in the car 3 minutes ago and take off running? I was still standing over there looking at the graveyard at that point.
Yeah, because we're on a time. This is a timed game. Okay, so
See, I know you're from up north and everything, but down here when people drive by,
smiled at
they
her.
wave.
I smiled at her.
Okay, good. You gotta wave back.
Could you see it from the back of my head? No.
The smile?
He's actually not answered within the time.
Well, maybe he's trying to.
I mean, we could walk. We don't have to drive.
Well, we need to know which way to walk, though. That's true. We could do that, but
I mean, literally, we're stuck here for 15 minutes if we wait for the car.
yeah, but if we walk
We
the
could
wrong
walk
direction,
a half mile in 15 minutes. We could walk the entire thing in 15 minutes.
all right, let's go walking. Let's go walking.
So, I'm gonna bring my purse.
Let's go walking.
Do we need our anything?
Just our brains.
All right. My lips are dry.
Well, they're pretty.
So if they are, then you need.
Because you've been flapping them.
So mean. Okay, so I don't know. We were just talking and thinking that we were recording.
We may have been or may not.
We may have been.
Who knows?
I don't know. It's all kinds of technical stuff out here, but the main street of Perryville. Because we had a 15-minute wait and we don't want to ask any more questions, so we're just kind of tooling around. Because really all of downtown Perryville is within half a mile of the station, which we found. So here we are, looking for a light gray, sided building. Just hoping that maybe we can find it.
Pretty janky, nondescript picture.
I figured it would be. Also, he has not answered our question within the time frame, and it could be.
I'm really just not pleased with that picture.
Yeah, I don't really see anything down here.
No, me either.
It could be that he's having technical issues. These Southerners don't know how to use the crosswalk. Okay.
My answer to the thermometer question has still not sent, and it's been way more than 5 minutes since they asked it. So there's a possibility that duplicate card pull may not count, which I'm fine with because technically we've taken longer than 5 minutes to answer, even though I answered like immediately after I got it. Just service issues that we didn't account for, so.
This is where I decided to make another calculated risk. My thermometer question answer did not send, so while I had accepted the fact that I would not get to keep my reward from the hider deck, I still wanted to honor the rules and make sure they got my answer, so I decided to head up onto the bridge in hopes that the open sky would reward me with signal. Instead, as you're about to see, it rewarded me with something far, far different.
What do my wondering eyes see?
Busted! Yes!
But
There they are. I came up onto the bridge to get signal. And they caught me. Oh, 442. 442. I mean, they would have busted me literally within 20 seconds anyway. I should have stayed in my spot. Dang it. Costed myself probably 5 minutes there. All right. That's it.
you know, here's the thing.
The man boy.
Here's the thing. I noticed the bridge, and that really made me feel like that could be the thing. Did you, once you saw the bridge?
Yeah, I was seeing down this street here because see these houses, the way the planking is and all
Yeah.
that?
Once I saw the bridge. Oh, yes. Hello. So, do tell, where exactly was your hiding space?
You're lucky.
And why weren't you in it already?
I'm in that bench over there, but I came onto the bridge to try and get signal.
Oh. Well, here's the thing. We weren't really sure where you were, but once I saw these bridges, I said to Dad, I'm like, wait a minute. These bridges.
Yeah.
And we're like
I
looking
saw
around.
this Merchant's Row here, and I thought, those buildings look like the things that were behind him in the picture. It must have been that place there.
It was.
Okay.
I'll come show you my spot.
Oh my gosh.
I'll have to tell you the whole story later, but the selfie photo, I didn't know you were in my zone because Life 360 wasn't updating.
Yeah.
And you drove right past me.
Oh my
You
gosh.
drove right past me. That would have
Listen,
been good.
I've tried to send you stuff to let you know where we were. And I sent you a picture of the car. Did you get it?
I did not.
Yeah.
It was a Sasquatch sign.
Because you were literally just walking along.
I came up here and I was like, I want to answer the thermometer. So I came here to get signal and then I got freaking busted.
Oh my gosh.
What is it? Let's see. 442.09
That's pretty good.
is the high.
That's pretty good.
Well, I was here and I was at the gazebo when I saw you. And I was like, they just drove right by. And I had been here a lot, so I was like, I'm going to just say this is where I was when they
Oh,
were
my
here.
camera's all cloudy. Sorry.
You guys spent a lot of time stopping places.
We had to regroup.
Because you were in the Lawrenceburg Walmart lot for like 2 hours.
We
weren't there.
What was up with that? How were the curses, by the way?
Actually, that was my favorite
You're gonna have fun with the video, I'm sure.
How were the curses? I'm curious to see
The
what did you even get hit by? It was
We got hit by that stupid dice thing.
how long? That
We
took
got
a
hit by the
while.
bird.
That took a.
It-
Well, there it is.
Nice! High five! Yes, it was successful, I think, overall. Dad and I were like arguing, fighting.
Just you.
and-
I hate that I like revealed myself. It was such a dramatic ending. I was like sprinting up the hill trying to get signal, and then I just get